Hey ladies and gentlemen, Richard Core Kenobi here, and I'm back again for another movie review. And before I get to the movie review itself, I just want to say thank you all for being patient with me, and to all you new subscribers to my channel, thank you and welcome. Um, and if you did not hear my announcement on Nerdbender, the Death Battle topic cast, or if you haven't been following me on social media or Facebook, I was in the hospital last week, starting last Saturday. I was originally supposed to celebrate my 2-year anniversary with Mrs. Kenobi, but I had to go to the hospital for an appendicitis. I had an infected appendix, and I needed to have surgery to get it out. So over the course of last week, I spent my days recovering and getting my strength back and just getting better and better. So that is why I could not, even though I wanted to, I could not make new videos. I could not make reactions. And, hold on, guys. There we go. Sorry, guys. Advertisement. So anyway, I could not do anything on the channel. And my colleague and editor, Duo Dreamer, was supposed to make an update regarding my situation, but he could not post it or make it because of personal things that he was attending to. So, yes, that is where I've been, and that's why I've been gone. But I'm back now to bring you guys more content, and like I said, thank you all for being patient and sticking with me. Excuse me. So, yes, there will be more videos and reactions coming. Trust me, there will. I promise you guys. And yes, you will get my thoughts on Samurai Jack Season 5 and Teen Titans The Judas Contract. So a lot of great things are coming. But to celebrate my return, I am here to bring you a movie review of the Lego Batman movie, one of my most anticipated films of February and possibly the whole year. And I gotta say, to start off, not since Batman Begins have I walked out of the theater just blown away by an amazing Batman movie. It's been so long. This is actually the 6th Batman movie I've seen in theaters. And as the 6th Batman movie I've seen, I gotta say, I haven't been this excited and just this, well, blown away since I saw The Dark Knight in theaters almost 9 years ago to July. I remember the experience. It was my first movie I saw in, actually no, Iron Man was technically my first movie, but that was my first Batman movie I saw in theaters, and I just loved it as a kid. But now, 9 years later, seeing the Lego Batman movie in theaters, the experience came back and in full force. So, yes, you've been seeing all of the praise this movie's been getting. Like this, some people are saying that this is even more better than the Lego movie. I'm not one of them. I think this is a great companion piece of the Lego movie, and it's not meant to be better. But you've seen all the praise. It's #1 at the box office with 92 million, and thank God it beat 50 Shades Darker, because 50 Shades Darker beat it on Fridays, but it was date night, so obviously. And it's got a 91% on Rotten Tomatoes, so regardless of how the DCEU goes this year, one DC movie will have an above average rating and won't have a rotten. So that says a lot if you think about it. So, yes. And also, too, everybody's just been going crazy about this film. Like, you see all the reviews saying how everybody loved it. It's universally agreed that a lot of people liked this movie and really loved it. And I'll say this. As a Batman film, this film is amazing. I put it up there. I've immediately put it up there with Batman Begins and Batman 1989 and Mask of the Phantasm. It's that damn good. I would arguably say it's better than Batman 1989 and all of the other Batman films because it does something that those films didn't do, but only 2 of them kind of dabbled in a little bit. But I'll get to that later when I talk about the synopsis. So, yes, I loved this movie, and I loved immediately as I got better from surgery last week. I went to go see it yesterday with Mrs. Kenobi. We both walked out of the theater. We both loved it. And she just loved the emotional moments just as much as I did. And again, I'll get to that. Now, there will be some spoilers. Again, only ones I can specifically remember. I'm not going to spoil entirely what happens, but I will mention the spoilers that pretty much stuck in my head, and I will talk about them. Now, this movie is filled with giant Batman and other film Easter eggs. So if you don't want to know any of those, please click out of this, go see it, come back, watch my review, and hear what I had to say about those. So, with all that said, let's get started. Okay, so the synopsis for this film, it basically does take place after the Lego movie, but what's kind of strange, but I'm also glad about, is that this does not acknowledge what happened in the Lego movie. Batman doesn't mention Wildstyle, Emmett, President Business. He doesn't basically mention anything that happened, and it is kind of strange when you think about it, but I think as its own film, I think it fits better, because for those of you who did not watch the Lego movie, how could you not watch the Lego movie? Which I did, I loved it. It was a surprise hit 3 years ago, made over $400 million, and was robbed at the Oscars for not receiving Best Animated Picture. Again, thanks a lot, Oscars. And if the same thing happens with this film, that's when I'm not watching the Oscars anymore, because that's ridiculous that something like that would happen twice. And it will be inexcusable, because I've stuck with the Oscars countless times when they've made screw-ups, and if they do this, that's when I draw the line. But again, whatever. And it arguably had one of the best songs before Frozen took that title. So yes, the Lego movie was a great hit, and it showed us that just because a movie, an animated film, is based off of a toy line, it doesn't mean it's automatically going to be a giant toy commercial. In fact, it wasn't. It had an original story, original plot, great references and tributes to other films that we know, and it had one of our favorite Batman incarnations that we've seen to modern day. And I just think that was amazing. Now, when I first heard that this was going to be one of the spinoffs, I was not surprised, because Batman was regarded as being one of the best parts of that film. Even though we didn't get to see a lot of him, for what we got, it was amazing, and I did like it. And to know that he was going to get his own film, and his own version of what Gotham City is, his rogues gallery, his allies, I thought amazing, perfect. And the trailers got me hooked. Mainly the last trailer. I loved the last trailer more than I did the other trailers. So, yes, all of that being said, this movie, once again, is one of the best Batman films I've ever seen to date. And, of course, I like how it's pretty much a great comedy. It's a family picture, yes, and you're going to see a lot of kids in your local auditorium screenings, and that's understandable because the way it's Legos, that's why it's marketed towards kids. But if you are a Batman fan, you're going to love this film. If you're a Lego fan, you'll love this film. But if you're just in the middle, I think you will find this film just as good as the Lego movie. Now, it's not meant to be better. It's not even meant to ride the coattails of this now Lego franchise, or I should say Lego Cinematic Universe. It's not meant to do any of that. It's meant to tell its own story by hardcore Batman fans, and that's it. Nothing else, nothing more. This movie is like Blazing Saddles meets Deadpool. Now, that is a huge compliment, yes, but the opening, it reminded me of Deadpool. The jokes reminded me of Blazing Saddles. Like, what Blazing Saddles was to Westerns, this is to superhero films, and I really like that. And of course, this film, if you saw in the trailers, It's basically meant to celebrate and make fun and parody Batman's 78 years of in many different incarnations. And Warner Brothers is gladly able to throw their hat in the ring and make fun of themselves because of two certain movies. So, yes, overall, this film does that perfectly and more with flying colors. And I was just blown away every time I watched this film. And the first 40 minutes of this film have been praised by everybody, and they're not lying. When you see the first act, it's not holding your hands, not taking its time. No, it's rapid fire action. It's rapid fire comedy. It's everything you never would have expected. So this movie does not go the predictable way of how you think it's going to go, unless you count the last act, in which case, yes, it does go that way, but I'm just saying, the first act and kind of the second act are very good. They're very good, and I like the way they were set up, and this movie has great writing all throughout. If you don't like one joke, another joke is funnier. If that joke is good, then the next joke may not be. So each joke is perfectly written. Some are pandering to kids, like the beatboxing and all that, but the jokes about Batman's history and what he's been through, or, making fun of other films, those are just amazing. So yes, perfect. Now, here's the synopsis to this film. This film takes place after the Lego movie. It doesn't say that, but it does, where Batman is going through depression. He's alone. He's battling, trying to not be part of a family again because he's scared. It's one of his biggest fears in his life. He doesn't want to be part of a family. He doesn't want to lose what he had when he was Bruce Wayne, when he lost his parents. And Alfred is constantly trying to encourage him to get back out there. He needs to be part of a family, or he needs to have his own family. He needs to interact more with other people to let them into his life. And while this is going on, the Joker is trying to come up with the grand scheme to try and stop Batman. But when that fails in the beginning, he's pretty much, now he's changed his goals. He wants Batman to admit that there's something special in their relationship. Like, he wants him to admit that the Joker is his greatest villain, his greatest arch nemesis. My apologies. But of course, Batman does not comply, and Joker is constantly trying to make him say the words, "I hate you." So it's kind of like a rom-com. They're literally taking Batman and Joker's relationship and developing it in a beautifully original written way that the movies have not done. If you didn't like the way The Killing Joke explored this relationship, you're gonna love this one. This is just amazing, and I love the Batman and Joker's relationship. I love the hero-villain relationship, and the way this film takes that, it's just amazing. It's breathtaking on how they did it. And I have to say, the chemistry between Batman and Joker in this film is amazingly funny. I never would have thought of that. So yes, all of that's going on. Batman accidentally adopts Richard Grayson, aka Dick Grayson, and he takes him under his wing, even though he's reluctant at first because he doesn't want to have a son. He doesn't want to be a part of a family. But Alfred encourages him, you need to try. So he, of course, takes him out as his new codename, Robin. Fly, Robin, fly. And all the while, he meets and kind of has a crush on the new police commissioner, Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl. The crush is meant to make fun of, I guess, The Killing Joke and how they did that. So, yes. But, of course, she's now part of the Bat family. And Batman is just trying to not be a selfish dick. He's trying to change and go through a character arc. And that is basically where the story is and how it sets up. Now, let me talk about the casting really quick. Will Arnett does return as Bruce Wayne / Batman, and once again, I think his performance has even gotten better in this film. He ranks right up there with some of the greatest Batman, like Keaton, Bale, Affleck, and mainly Conroy, because he has the perfect Batman voice, which he has said that it's like Christian Bale's, but he takes it a step further, even though it's kind of hard on his vocal cords. And what he does with his Batman voice in this. Now, he has shown that he can carry a project by himself. If you want proof of this, go watch BoJack Horseman, one of my favorite adult animated shows of all time. Like, one of my modern favorite. It's a Netflix exclusive, but trust me, if you've wanted to see how great and funny Will Arnett is, and see him carry stuff on his own, and kind of be a little bit of a selfish dick more than Batman, you'll love this. You'll love BoJack Horseman. And I really do like on how his Bruce Wayne voice and his Batman voice are very distinct and kind of different from each other, but you can still hear it's Will Arnett in there. And I do like on how Bruce Wayne is the disguise and Batman is his real face. I really like that, because I think there's only 2 scenes in the movie where Batman takes his helmet off, but all throughout the movie, in this version of the Batman movie, Bruce Wayne is his disguise. It's not his real face. Like how Batman Begins said that his real face is what the criminals fear. So, yeah, there you go. Now then, Michael Cera as Robin. I was a little worried, but I was nice to see Michael Cera and Will Arnett reunite, because they haven't been in a project together since, I think, Arrested Development, if I remember correctly. But if they've been in other stuff, then that's something I probably have missed. Sorry if I keep scratching my nose. Now, also, too, he's one of my favorite Robins, because I like on how he's expressive and excited through his voice. And the stop motion and CG animation on Robin, it really is just probably the best I've seen. And I like that. And you can actually see and feel what Richard Grayson or Dick Grayson is going through in this film, because he's trying to be a perfect son to Batman and Bruce Wayne, unbeknownst to him until the end that they're both the same person. So yes, I just wanted to hug this Robin. Like, he was very funny, he's very exciting, and he was just a great character. I really do like that. I just can't praise him enough. Rosario Dawson as Barbara Gordon in Batgirl. She plays it very straightforward, kind of like she has done, in Wonder Woman, because she is the voice of Wonder Woman. She's also, of course, best known for Claire in the Defenders cinematic universe. But when she plays Batgirl, she plays it very straightforward, very serious. She does have her funny moments, but she is a integral member of the new Bat family. And while I did say that Bruce kind of has a crush on her, she does not have a crush on him. So thank God they even though I'm okay with the Bruce Dick relationship, even though yes, I prefer Dick Grayson and Barbara. I do like on how they make fun of it here. It's very funny, but some people will kind of be disgusting about it. And again, I understand. I really do understand. But I don't have a problem with it, but I like on how they make fun of it. And she kind of is the straightforward version of how Batman should be. Well, Batman is just the selfish dick. So I really do like on how the roles are reversed. And you can't tell me that her minifigure looks exactly like her, except with red hair, of course. So I just immediately love that. It's just amazing. She does a great performance, and I just love her character in here. Ralph Fiennes as Alfred. Oh my goodness. Going from Voldemort to Alfred, that's a bit of a change. Like, it's just, wow. He plays the kind, emotional parent figure or father figure of Alfred that we all know and love from the animated series, the comics, the Dark Knight trilogy. He very much reminded me of Michael Caine's Alfred, but more emotional, and it was nice to just see him try and just encourage Batman and even tell him you need to do something about your life. You need to change things now. I just love it. And the movie, what the movie tricks me, I was about to say cop out, I apologize. When the movie tricks me later on in this film, this is a spoiler I'll get to. When it tricks me in this film to thinking that they were going to do this, I was like, no, please don't follow up on this. I was just like, just no. That's how much Alfred and Ralph is great in this film. That's how great Ralph Fiennes played him. I just want to see more of him. I really could not get enough of him. He was just amazing. He was a great comedic foil for Bruce, but he was also very kind and emotional. And surprisingly, he was okay with kicking some ass. So I love an Alfred who can kick ass. That's amazing. Well, Alfred does know how to kick ass, so there you go. And last but not least, the surprise cast and the surprise standout in this movie, Zach Galifianakis as the Joker. Now, like everybody, I was a little worried about that, but when I heard him in this film, like, because again, the trailers didn't, and some of the clips I saw of this film, he does play the comedic side of Joker perfectly. He actually is kind of born to play a role like this, if you think about it. But he also plays the intimidating part very seriously. He doesn't do his traditional Zach Galifianakis traits. He really does embody and embrace this version of the Joker. And just imagine if this was Mark Hamill doing this, especially what I'm going to talk about later on. That would have been amazing. But Zach perfectly captures the character. He understands it, and I think he is one of the best voices. So yes, Jared Leto, where you failed to succeed, a little minifigure, Lego minifigure, played by Zach Galifianakis, was able to do better. So yes, that immediately should tell you that, yes, Zach Galifianakis did an amazing job as the Joker, and he does rank up there. I would definitely, fans are already putting him next to Mark Hamill. Now, is he better than Mark Hamill? No, of course not. Are you crazy? But he's right up there with him, and he deserves that. The Joker, I love the character. I've grown with this character, even though, yes, he's a very sick, scary, sadistic person. But in here, they take that out, and they just make him the romantic kind of partner to Batman. They're not actually in a romantic relationship, but the way they play their relationship in this, and the way the Joker is when it comes to telling his jokes, being intimidating, and when he has the smile, it's just amazing. Zach was easily one of the best parts of this film, and I just loved it so much. Now then, let's talk about some great things. There weren't that many negatives I could say about this film, other than I wish the third act would have been a little bit more unpredictable, because if you watch the first two acts, the first act is completely unpredictable. Like, it's very hyperactive, and it's very funny, and just action-packed. The second act takes its time to breathe. I do like on how the second act, it breathes, it gives the audience a chance to breathe and connect emotionally, because this film has comedy and it has emotional heart. And the emotional heart in the second act is really good. The third act, it's just as good, if not slightly better, but the ending is really predictable, and you really could have wanted to, okay, it doesn't go the exact way of the Lego movie, but it would have been nice if it could have done something similar to that and make it its own. But I understand, I really do understand, and that's not a nitpick at all with the ending. I really did like it. I just would have liked to see it be more, have an unpredictable ending. I'll get to that later on, though. So, yes. But the first 40 minutes of this is amazing. It requires multiple viewings. Go see this movie as many times as you can afford it. Because, again, you're not going to notice some things. I was able to keep my eyes just pasted to the big screen just to see this. Because I did see this on a huge, big, widescreen. I didn't see that at IMAX, but my new theater has an IMAX screen that's just as good with recliner chairs, and I saw it, and I was just blown away by all of the Batman Easter eggs and all of the action, all of the comedy. it was just amazing. And I constantly see so many people point out the Easter eggs in this film. It's just amazing. Now then, this just, oh my goodness. The relationship between Batman and Joker, as I said, it's amazing. I really do like on how the beginning, because if you've seen that clip where Batman tells Joker, you mean nothing to me, basically. We don't have anything special. You're not my bad guy. I just love the Joker's face. He's just slow, because in the trailer and in the clip, he immediately goes to a sad, funny face. But when Batman is telling him this and he's being a dick to him, you can really, the way the CG expression on the Joker's face is, it slowly is going to a sad face. And he leaves kind of depressed. And I just felt so bad for the Joker. And Batman too. Now, Batman is a selfish dick in this universe, but I do like on how he's a lovable asshole, because I do. We all love Batman when he's like this. But to see his character interactions with the Joker, Will Arnett and Zack have perfect chemistry with each other. And if the Joker, if they do make a sequel to this, which they say they might, expand on that. Really expand on that. If not, then okay, I understand. But Zack and Will Arnett's chemistry as Batman and Joker was easily the best part of this film. And I honestly would watch this movie again and again and again just to see more of that. The interactions between Batman and his family, his new family, and him trying to cope and trying to make the best of it and trying to basically learn how to let go of his fears, because he's not a bad guy and he's not a villain, because it is explained in the movie when he goes to a particular place that's well famous if you're a DC fan, mostly a Superman fan. It is explained that he's not a bad guy. He's not a good guy either. He just makes a lot of bad choices and decisions. And he's very selfish. He's very selfish. And he's very egotistical. And I do like on how the end, okay, now he has something he's wanted. He has something he's comfortable with. And he's embraced. He's a changed person. And he has a family. So I really do like that. I just love it so much. And this film just did an amazing job with it. As I said, the chemistry between not just Batman and Joker, but Batman and Robin, easily one of my favorite characters. Not since the 1960s, or the Batman the Animated Series, have I loved Batman and Robin's father-son relationship, and Robin basically calling Batman dad in multiple different ways, like Padre, Bat Dad, or just a lot of different ways he calls him dad, and it's just funny, really funny, and I gotta give credit where credit is due. That's about it. Now let me go into spoilers, because we need to talk about spoilers. So yes, now, there are a lot of Easter eggs in this film. Like, we actually get to see Batman's entire rogues gallery, from the more well-known ones to, of course, Harley Quinn, Killer Croc, Mr. Freeze, Penguin, Bane, Poison Ivy, Riddler, Scarecrow. So many of these well-known villains, also with the more obscure villains like King Tut, Egghead, Crazy Quilt, the Eraser, the Polka Dot Man, the Calendar Man, Condiment King, Catman, all of these obscure villains, and of course, how could I forget Two-Face? I'll get to him. Before I continue, Two-Face, the greatest Easter egg, and one of the kind of nitpicks I can say is that Two-Face in this movie is modeled and voiced by Billy D. Williams, who played Harvey Dent in the Tim Burton Batman 1989 film, but he never got the chance to play Two-Face because he couldn't be in Batman Forever, so he never got the chance to play him. And it's funny how in the Lego movie he played Landau Calrissian. Now he's playing Two-Face. He gets like 5 lines as Two-Face, so how ironic is that he had 5 lines? If you Star Wars fans know a character that had 5 lines, how ironic is that now Two-Face gets the same treatment? I just loved hearing him. Like his best line is, "We need the door open, baby." That's something that Billy D. Williams Two-Face would say. So I want to see Billy D. Williams be the next villain. Billy D. Williams Two-Face, next villain. If they make a sequel, get on that. I just love how we get these obscure Batman villains that you have seen in the 60s show, the comics, and Batman Brave and the Bold, because characters like the Eraser, the Polka Dot Man, the Calendar Man, or Crazy Quilt even. And I like how Joker says, nope, they're all real. Probably worth a Google. Like, if you Google these villains, yeah, they're real. Especially a certain female character that I just didn't expect them to go on. So they really show that they are hardcore Batman fans. Just amazing. Now, Joker does go to the Phantom Zone, because that's what I was talking about earlier. Batman decides to send him to the Phantom Zone, and when he gets there, we see more movie villains from Warner Brothers, the movies that we've seen. Like, we see, and if you own the game Lego Dimensions, then most of the villains that you saw are in here. Like, the Lego Wicked Witch of the West, Godzilla, King Kong, Voldemort, who is not played by Ralph Fiennes, sadly, the robots from Doctor Who, the Gremlins, Sauron from Lord of the Rings. Awesome, just awesome. I love that. And there's a moment where Alfred almost dies, because again, I thought they were going to kill off Alfred, but no, they don't. They do save him, but the way it plays out, and the way Batman's expression was, it did look like Alfred was going to die. And I was just like, no, please don't kill him off. That's just so sad. But thankfully, he doesn't die. He lives at the end, and that's fine. So, yes, there are so many other spoilers that I want to talk about, but those were just the noteworthy ones that I want to see. And the ending was very good. It's just the ending could have been less unpredictable, because you know what's gonna happen. You very much do, so I wish it wouldn't have gone that route, but hey, whatever. So overall, guys, after a long review, was this movie amazing? Yes, absolutely. Was this my favorite Batman film of the modern day? Yes, of course. Like I said, this is in my top 4. It's right, it actually is at number 2. Behind one of my favorite Batman films, Mask of the Phantasm. So yes, it's amazing and it's wonderful. Definitely go see this. Like, it's funny, and this film will probably be one of the best funny films of the year. And I just cannot wait to watch this again and again on Blu-ray. So it's definitely worth going to see in theaters. It's definitely worth buying on Blu-ray. So my final score, because not because I'm a huge Batman fan, but because I could not find any complaints that really made this film, not bad, I would want to say, because it's not. There are no bad qualities in this film that diminish it. There are nitpicks, yes, but overall, my final score is a 10 out of 10, and it definitely gets 5 cores out of 5. And my 4 seal of approval. Really great. I'm happy I saw this, and this is easily going to be one of my favorite DC films of the year. My other anticipated films are Teen Titans: The Judas Contract and Wonder Woman. So if Wonder Woman and Justice League fail, hypothetically, then we have this film. So as far as I'm concerned, this film was amazing, and yes, I know, if the Justice League movie fails, at least we got a decent version of the Justice League, even though we didn't get to see where they were at the end, but hey, whatever. So yes, guys, if you enjoyed this movie review, please like, comment, subscribe, tell me down below, are you going to go see the Lego Batman movie? If you have already seen it, let me know what you thought of it, where would you rank it, what would you rate it, and how excited are you to go see it again in theaters and on Blu-ray? So yes, guys, overall, this is Richard Cora Kenobi saying, may the Force be with you. Later, my Batman fans.